Good evening, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Tupelo, Mississippi. We are at Rosenlodge Speedway, and it is time for some Diddler Cup action. It is race number 16 of 20. My name is Chip Chapman. I'm joined, as always, by Lightning Lord Shivers. Lord, we got a race for you. It is right up your alley, because it is going to be tighter racing than a typical alley.
We are playing. Yep, we're playing. We're playing football in the middle of a daggone racetrack, or is it we're having a race in the middle of a daggone football field? Either way, we're going to see some carnage because we're at Rosenlodge Speedway, one of the most prestigious short tracks in the good old US of A.
It is a quarter of a mile. It is our shortest track that we are having in our entire season. And we got Ennio Sparini on the pole.
He has no problems with that car today. He was all tuned up in time trials, and he is ready to lead this field out to green. We got a 125-lap race. We're going to see a lot of hitting, a lot of close quarters, and of course, since it is the Rosenlodge Speedway, we're going to see a heck of a lot of fighting and a lot of retaliatory contact.
Absolutely, we are going to see that. You better believe it, and it is going to be a heck of a race coming up.
We might even see somebody get tased in the nuts again.
Oh, that'd be just delightful if that happened.
Man,
that happens all the time here.
Year. Takes me back to my rookie year there, Chip.
I do not doubt that. That is a that's a nice memory. I'm surprised you enjoy.
Who needs a Brazilian wax when you could just take 20,000 volts right to the grundle?
Just shock the hair right off your nutsack. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. This crowd is getting ready for it too. This crowd. Interesting thing about this Speedway, not a lot of seats. But you know what? If there were seats, you'd only need the edges, as you can see in our frame. We got a bunch of people just kind of standing there. I think that's actually a house that lives. That the people live right outside the track. I mean, they let that nice hauler park in their driveway free of charge. It is beautiful to see, and you can see we got a lovely infield pit party on the football field. You know, they ain't paying the lines, but it's there.
Yeah, they're actually going to be playing a game of football here. This is actually the.
I understand they water it down. They're playing mud football.
Oh, yeah, that's what we call mudding down here.
There'll be a good mudding down here. And, before we get too focused into it, I think we better go through the field and tell you a little bit about these drivers. Ennio Sparini, as you saw on our Twitter, is the pole winner, and he's sitting on the inside alongside. It looks like that is the slap mark car driven by Elmer Twist at number 99. That 99 Pontiac Bonneville. But I think, let's just go ahead and go through the field. And there we go with that one. It is the Mountain by Mississippi Queen 200. Here's your starting grid. Starting off, there it is. Ennio Sparini on the pole after he's already won two different races this season, along with Elmer Twist. Joe John Winchester on row 2 with Jeff Shanice. Jean-Paul Henry currently sitting in 7th place in the points, along with Fat Darrell on row 3. Giacomo in that Kiss number 4 War Machine. He's in 10th place, along with Paul Walker on row 4. Paul Alcohol, our current points leader, on row 5 with Burt McKitchen in that number 20 Slips Red Hot Pizza Pontiac Bonneville. Mr. Naga's Most Glorious Driver, 8th in the points. And Jim Blossoms, they are sitting on row number 6. It's Richard Blood in 2nd place, along with Jeff Gordon, the horse, on row 7. Ricky Walton in that Temecula Dirt. Number 32, Pontiac Bonneville on row 8 with Big Daddy Thibodeau. And then number 6, the Tucson Dodge Stratus. Otto Bond in that number 69 car.
Nice.
On row 9 with B.D. Joseph. Jimmy Poots in the Filthy Boys number 90 car is on row 10 with Harry Gunt in that number 87 Butterfield Diet Dodge. Woo Bye Bale currently in fourth in the points. He's on row 11 along with Stumpy Lane, last week's winner in that number 9 Gumboo's car. Rusty Arcana in that number 12 LOA car on row 12 with Blind Bob McGee. Kevin Boner Pillman and Reverend Pastor Chavez, they are on row 13. Joey Rochester on row 14 with El Matador. Toto Rosanna 9th in the points. Bad qualifying effort for El Matador. Toto Rosanna. Cotton Stuff Body on row 15 with Bowie Jessup currently sitting 3rd in the points. Had a heck of a run and qualified, did not do too well. Morris Mayfield and Jasper Cuttisark, they round out the field on that one. And Lord, what is going to be the strategy as we get things ready for the short track? You are a short track racing expert. That was your specialty. What is going to be the key for people to watch here in this race?
You only got 125 laps. This is going to be a short race. You just got to be aggressive. You got to take chances, and above all, you ain't got to be afraid to use the other car in front of you like it's your girlfriend.
And that means just plowing right into it.
Just plowing right back into it.
Fair enough. That's some good. So we're gonna see some aggressive racing. We're gonna see some tight turns. Hopefully not too much of. Hopefully we'll see a lot of green flag racing. But hopefully they'll let things go here. We don't want to see 125 laps under yellow. That's for sure. But
unless we get 125 laps of fighting.
Well, that may happen, and of course, hopefully reserve that for the pits. But I think what needs to happen right now is we need to thank the Lord, and I will go ahead and I've been. I'm sorry.
Let us pray.
Yes, dear Lord, we certainly hope that these guys don't fight too much, that they die from it. Amen. Other than that, go ahead and kill yourselves, guys. Have fun with this one. Well, there we go, and I think right now it might be time for those not quite famous words in motorsports.
Right. And from what I understand, we have a very special guest to give out the opening declaration. And
fantastic.
Yes, fucking thing here. I guess drivers, you just start them up, whatever.
Drivers,
let's get this thing over with.
Is that our Grand Marshal, Mr. Randy Rosenlodge himself?
That indeed it is.
I just saw him get into a car and just drive off. He didn't seem to want anything to do with this race, and fair enough. But we are watching the pace car take him out there, and looks like the pace car is already off. Lee Corso is just like, to hell with this. He's driving like it's a rabbit.
Just jumped in the front seat. Pull that gooch up tight.
And go ahead and strap something on, and let's go diddling. It's a goddamn auto race, and Eddie Osperina's already on the grass, and Elmer Twist.
Yes!
And you can see what is happening already. It is a tight track.
Oh my goodness, and he is having so many problems with that car.
He is. He's already back in the 6th place. Hopefully we can keep at least a little bit of green flag racing as Elmer Twist. Now, Lord, these cars are not going all that fast. They're hitting 50 miles an hour, but that is just because of how tight the turns are as Fat Darrell slides into the lead.
Oh my goodness, Fat Darrell is just coming up on it. These cars are driving like absolute shit through a tin torn right now.
Now that's the thing. Again, it's because they have to slow down so quickly that they're not hitting these average speeds at all that hard, just because they got to be so focused on what the hell they are doing.
Absolutely.
And we're seeing Fat Darrell.
And we understand that a lot of these drivers are struggling with the brakes. That might be because we may have accidentally snipped some of the brake cords here before the start of this race.
What we're seeing right now is Paul. This is interesting right now. Paul Alcohol has had to go to pit road.
Oh,
I'm not sure if he had, as you say, problems with the car, but that is not going to be good. And he is right in the eye of the storm. He is right behind 5th place Jeff Shanice.
Yep, and he's already lapped down, so he can ruin somebody's race here in a hurry.
That he is. He is the only car to be a lap down so far already. Not sure what happened, but we're going to go ahead and find out.
Now, I do just want to give an update here on this co-ed flag football game that is breaking down here. It looks like we have the first score of the game. It looks like old Leroy, old cold boy up there in the Tennessee shirt, the half shirt with the
fair enough.
Shorts. Looks like he's done scored the first touchdown on a beautiful 10-yard spiral pass here, right in between the numbers, hey folks.
Well, hit him in that tough part, the hands, I understand. But nonetheless, we are seeing some good racing. 9 laps in already. Fat Darrell continuing to lead this race with Joe John Winchester right behind him, and he's pulling away a little bit. He's getting a little bit of a gap between first and second. But by the way, of course, you said what was his name that scored that touchdown with the Tennessee half shirt?
Leroy boy.
And you can tell he had a lot of fans in the crowd. I saw at least one sign that said "Fire Butch Jones," and so you can tell they got some fans of old Leroy there.
Oh yes, they do indeed. They're also very timely.
They are absolutely that, if nothing else. What we're seeing right now is the back of the pack right now. We're kind of seeing how these cars are maneuvering this track. They're kind of staying in a bit of a line, maybe 2 lines too much. They don't want to go too crazy because there's not a lot of track to work with, Lloyd. That's the real thing.
But that's the best part about it. That's the thing that makes this sport. That's the thing that makes racing at this Rosenlodge Speedway. Nicknamed the Honey Pot, of course.
Of course.
Yes. You know, it's a Tupelo City ordinance. In fact, every building has to be nicknamed the Honey Pot. Every public place of establishment. You look at the local convention center, it's the Honey Pot. You look at Rosenlodge Speedway, it's the Honey Pot.
That it is.
Look at the softball field, it's the Honey Pot too. Walmart, yep, you guessed it, it's the Honey Pot.
And we are seeing, is that a cannon on the middle of the field?
Oh, that indeed is. It is a party cannon, and it is.
I was going to say, I don't know if they're going to be firing footballs out of that. It ain't 17776 just yet. But nonetheless, I'd like to see a football get fired out of that cannon. Oh, that's a tow truck. No, you know what? It's one of them tow trucks with the cannons on the back. Only special to Rosenlodge Speedway, and that's how you save a misrepresented joke right there.
That would have been, we would have had this race as an exploding tow truck cannon deathmatch race here, but it seems like we just ran out of budget 1 week before the staging of the race.
You know, we had to just, make some decisions, and the decision to just actually have the race at all is really what it came down to. We're seeing already only 17 laps in. It's looking like, getting word from some of my sources, it may be a gravy cannon. And, boy, that would be just fantastic. I'm not going to lie. I'd expected to fire honey, but, whatever.
That's the thing. It's infused with honey. It's honey-infused gravy.
That actually sounds delicious. I'm not going to lie. I'd probably want to try that myself.
Of course it does. It combines my 2 favorite things, honey and gravy.
There's 2 things I do, in fact, like, and it's them. What we're seeing is Fat Darrell approaching these trying to put some cars a lap down already, about 1/6 of the way into this race. We're at lap number 20, 1:25.
That's the thing. It just carries so much inertia. It's just because of his weight. The car's so perfectly balanced.
It really does. It looks like he's having a very easy time doing this. And we're seeing Fat Darrell in the lead. Joe John Winchester, he's won 2 races so far.
I think, of course, the winner of this Mountain Mississippi Queen actually gets to take home the gravy cannon as the first place trophy. I think
that's impressive.
The fact that he sees an Arby's sandwich right in front of him. That's the lap car of Morris Mayfield. Right in front of it is some tasty oranges, because you got to get some vitamin C.
That's driven, of course, by Woo Bye Bali, and that hood of oranges. Number 103, Pontiac Bonneville. Fat Darrell might be finding an ally in that Woo Bye Bali car, because he's driving the Pontiac as well. Only 6 Pontiacs in the race, and one of them is your leader, that number 66 car. He was joined on the, I think he qualified on row number 2. But Dodges seem to be, the Pontiacs seem to be riding pretty good in this one. We had on the outside pole was number 99 car. He's running in 6th place. That's Elmer Twist in the Slapmart Pontiac.
It just goes to show you that General Motors, if you had to cut any brands, you didn't want to cut Pontiac. You could have just cut Chevrolet. Bunch of no good bloated bastards.
In fact, I'm looking. We got 3 of the top 6 are Pontiacs. That's 66, number 20, and the 99. 47, 2, and 30. The 2 and the 38, I believe, are Chevy Prisms, and the Ford Pinto driven by 47 Joe John Winchester. And here's the interesting thing: is Fat Darrell gonna be interested in passing these cars, or is he just gonna be happy staying behind them and protecting his lead?
I think as long as he has the side of that Nihilist Arby's roast beef sandwich right somewhere in his general line of sight, he's comfortable running where he's at. Of course, he can't afford to lose too much time here, because you know Joe John Winchester is going to be driving like a pissed-off teenager who hates his father.
And that is true, and that is a heck of a motivator. And we're seeing Fat Darrell in that "Are You Hungry" grease truck Pontiac Bonneville.
He
Just
wants
right on the bumper.
ham.
He wants all the ham and all the beef, and he wants that Arby's roast beef. He just sees the back of that car saying, "Arby's, we sell food." That Nihilist Arby's Ford Pinto driven by Morris Mayfield.
You don't need an invitation. You just got to tell him to just stay on that back bumper.
Now, here's the thing. If Morris Mayfield's in the way and not, holding up, if he's holding up Fat Darrell going to give him a little bump and start to cause a bit of a chain of events here. That's something we're not too sure about right now.
Oh, goodness. And it looks like we have a serious injury in the flag football game here.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Start of the second quarter here. It looks like old Clem Young the third.
Not Clem.
Oh, Clem just might have skinned his knee up going for a tackle here. Oh,
that's a historical injury. I know Clem Young. Clem Jr., his father, had a skinned knee and actually died of sepsis from that. And then his grandfather, Clem Sr., of course they just called him Clem back then because he didn't have no other Clems yet. But skinned his knee quite right off. Like, actually had to go through the rest of his life with only one knee. They just kind of attached the end of his thigh to the top of his shin and just let him go on. He kind of walked with a little bit of a limp because, on account of one leg being a knee shorter. But he made good until he fell onto some railroad tracks. Those aren't very handy capable, I'm not gonna lie. And old Clem Sr. just had a face-to-face meeting with a train.
Oh, indeed, and that was not for a pay raise either. That was for a raise up to the Lord. Preach it.
No doubt about that. We're looking at Jeff Shanice right now in Jeff's Chinese car. And I think what's going to be very interesting to watch is how the rest of this field will react, knowing that our points leader, Paul Alcohol, who has a 54-point lead over Richard Blood in second place, is basically on the trailer. I mean, he's not. He's a lap down. He's in dead last place after a bit of an issue early in the race.
I think he just stopped over on the house at the other end of the Speedway because he kind of needs to take a shit.
Well, that's an unfortunate turn of events. He's got Ennio Sparini, who is our pole sitter, currently sitting in 9th place, right on his tail.
He forgot to bring his Resharts. Resharts, the official adult diaper, the Diddler Cup Racing Series.
There you see that, and we're already 40 laps into this 125-lap race, and
tell you what, Ennio Sparini really didn't get a good start to that race. Of course, he just, some reason he just gassed it, got on the cold tires here, went off the track, and now he's dropped down to 9th place.
That he did, and look, we're seeing someone who may be dropping down to Jeff Shanice, who's kind of found himself on the outside with no one able to let him in. This might cause a bit of a havoc here. We'll go ahead and see what he does. He's got Jean-Paul Henry right in front of him, and he's got the Kiss War Machine looking to make the pass. This might be bad for Jeff Shanice. He might lose a couple of positions.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to be up near Jean-Paul Henry when he's driving with that tunnel vision up here. He is just going to go for that gap.
That is that Ludger Beer Bombs number 4 to Chevy Prism, that lavender-colored car. And we're seeing Shanice dropping a couple of spots. He's down in 8th place.
Oh, something ain't right with that car here. Usually it's Ennio Sparini that has lots of problems with the car, but it might be Jeff Shanice here that has the trouble here.
And Sparini now, his problems right now are with Paul Alcohol, who's a lap down, and not giving him any sort of a chance to pass. So Sparini, our pole sitter, has dropped down to 9th place. But nonetheless, he's sitting 16th in the points as well. He's had a very up and down sort of season. 2 big wins in races.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. I know he struggles a lot with the setup on his car here, but when you get that old Italian fella up there and he just drives the pants off of that thing, but he's got a lot of problems with Powell Alcohol, and of course he wouldn't be the first Diddler Cup driver to have problems with alcohol this season.
No, that's pretty much a prerequisite, I think. But we're gonna see if he can kind of get up on Paul Alcohol, maybe get past him, to kind of get some better equipment in front of them to kind of get a draft off. Now, how important? Here's an interesting question. Like, they're not getting a ton of speed because of all the turning. But how important is the draft in these races? Is it mostly to save you fuel? Is it just to kind of stay in line and know that you're on the right line? What's the most important part of it here?
I think you just want to stay hooked up to the back bumper. I know the slipstream ain't going to be much of a factor here. Heck, these guys might even beat the full front end of their cars off by the time this one's done here.
No doubt about that. We're seeing Sparini getting right up on the back bumper of Alcohol.
Yeah,
Paul Alcohol, maybe that was just an unscheduled pit stop. Maybe something was wrong. Maybe he got a flat. He just needed to get off the track. He's holding his zone on this course. It's just an unfortunate. It seemed like it was more of an unfortunate thing. Let's go ahead and see what's going on here. We got Burt McKitchen and Giacomo are racing side by side. It looks like Burt McKitchen's kind of on the outs right now. He's running side by side of Jeff Shanice trying to get back in. He may have just given up 2 spots.
Right, of course, Slip's Red Hot Pizza. It ain't got garlic butter. It ain't got much, but it will get delivered to your door in 20 minutes or less. Now, what kind of shape that pizza's going to be in, who knows?
It's probably going to be burnt, not going to lie.
That's
but,
true.
you know, they're trying. They're trying, bless their hearts. And look at that. Jeff Shanice sinking the pass on Jean-Paul Henry.
Goodness here. Yeah, John Paul Henry's now found himself at the outside. He's going from pillar to post here.
It's not the first time we've seen it, and Giacomo has found himself in 5th place, moving up slowly through that field, and he's on the outside pole sitter, Elmer Twist. Giacomo won the St. Elsewhere 250 over at the Snow Globe. That was a fairly short track, not a quarter mile like we're seeing tonight, but he's showing he's able to handle the car into these constant turns. Good equipment. He's a young driver. He's really I think he's got something to be something to watch, someone to watch in the future.
Yeah, he's smooth. He just turn-ins are so consistent, and he's not afraid to put that chrome horn to somebody if need to, or throw a good haymaker right to the solar plexus.
Oh, no doubt about that. And you maybe he's not just be angry at the track, or maybe just have his teammate Paul Alcohol's pit crew in his ear. He may be just having vengeance at the track, and maybe trying to take it out on any driver he can. If you weren't aware of that is the loosely aligned racing. We don't have any official racing teams, but it's a loosely aligned team of the 2 Ford Pintos, Giacomo in that Kiss War Machine, and Paul Alcohol in the number 35, Bathhouse Jim's Bathtub Gin, because there's nothing that goes better together than Kiss and some gin.
Absolutely.
And it looks like we got Elmer Twist putting Paul Walker on the outside, and Giacomo may be trying to follow that box of wine Chevy, but not quite.
5W30 motor oil, 6-pack for $3.99 at Slap Lark where America shops.
And it looks like Giacomo moving himself further into this race, and it's been quite the competition. He's got Elmer Twist in his sats again, along with Joe John Winchester, and that is Blind Bob McGee, who is a lap down right in between Winchester in second and Fat Darrell in the lead, who's still been leading this race, 64 laps in.
Yeah, I'm surprised Fat Darrell has been able to negotiate this traffic so successfully. But he's going to find it tough here because he's coming into some faster cars here. He might find it tougher to get through this traffic as this race progresses.
But he has been following that Arby's, that nihilist Arby's 00 car. I don't know if Morris Mayfield is aware that he's part of Fat Darrell's strategy, maybe of his pit crew, to have him just follow that roast beef.
I don't think he cares.
I don't think Morris Mayfield cares either. But nonetheless, he has not really cared since winning the So Much Chicken 300 race number 1. Morris Mayfield has kind of just plummeted down the point standings.
Second quarter, and of course we got a special prize for this flag football halftime show. We understand that it's going to be a very special halftime here. Yes, here we go. They've started up the ambulance. It's time for the ambulance chase halftime spectacular.
Oh, that's a fantastic one.
Oh, yes, of course the rules are very simple. You and one other person get to go in the ambulance and take your turn running down as many of the flag football players as you can. We're going to kick it back to the old school, like that John Madden football on the Genesis.
Now here's the thing. Two teams get turns at this, or the two ambulances going at the same time?
Oh, it's two teams in the same ambulance.
Okay.
You know, there may be a competitive advantage depending on how much splatter is on the car by the time the other team takes possession of the ambulance.
I got it. I see. Well, that's gonna be an interesting strategy. Going first may help in that you get to just wreck the ambulance too much.
That's true.
And you can't run over nobody no more.
Oh golly, that is quite the femur snap there.
Ooh. I'd let aiming for the fingers. That's an interesting strategy to aim for the fingers on the ambulance race. You think you want to go for the big targets like the torso or maybe even the head and just, oh, good God, is that a watermelon on the field? Please tell me someone just ran over a watermelon. That's the only thing I can imagine splattering like that.
Oh, golly.
Okay, I'm being told in my ear that it ain't no watermelon. All right, then. Folks, this is in fact part of the entertainment. And good God, we love it.
Oh, yeah. Thoughts and prayers, of course. Thoughts and prayers. Fat Darrell, by the way. Speaking of sucking the fruit, Fat Darrell is chasing down that nihilist Arby's car. He knows there's no actual Arby's in the car.
Does he though? I don't know.
I don't think his spotters have told him that here.
Well, maybe that's part of the strategy, because it would just remove any sort of desire. He may become a nihilist himself.
That's true here. I mean, it is coming up time for silly season. We got a bunch of different free agents. We got a number of young prospects here who are in line to take up some of these seats here. Especially, it's an ultra-competitive Diddler Cup, and we're seeing big things in Season 2. Who's going to be on the grid next year? Who's going to be swapping seats?
That's true, and that's...
Why the hell won't they reinstate my license? God damn it!
Well, I think that's due to mostly warrants. So, mostly the ban warrant, to be exact.
Oh, pour some damn sugar on me.
That's not them, but, hey, that's all right. But nonetheless, silly season will be very interesting. We also don't know. This is the first year of the Diddler Cup season under its ownership by L. Smith Diddler. They may be just experimenting with the format. We may be seeing a whole different type of racing next year. I mean, it's still going to be this kind of racing, but the format, they may scrap the points altogether. They may just decide, let's just put them in there, and the last one standing is good. We got a yellow flag. We got a caution out. Our first caution. What's going on there? I'm not entirely certain. I'm flipping through to see.
Did another watermelon splatter.
It might have been too much on the track, and we're seeing, a couple cars. Oh, goodness, there we go. There's a bunch of cars getting turned around.
Oh, golly.
Harry Gunt involved. That's lap number 80. We're on a yellow flag here. I'm not entirely certain. Oh, good God, Lee Corso is literally driving through that eye of the storm. Holy hell.
Oh my God, Lee, you crazy son of a bitch.
And I'm
Give
not
this man a
entirely
ride.
sure what caused all that. We're going to have to go back to our...
He almost took out both Joey Rochester and Harry Gunt in the same slap.
He is. He's racing with Joey Rochester right now.
He's going wheel to wheel with Harry Gunt.
I mean, he may just want that Arby's himself. Now, here's the interesting thing. We are seeing... So, as of right now, Fat Daryl and Elmer Twist are 1 and 2.
How?
And I don't know. I just heard someone wreck again. Did somebody wreck on the dang caution? I swear that's what I heard.
Hope so.
Well, it feels like this field is having trouble navigating the caution more so than they are. Oh hell!
These boys are dumb as hell.
They're dumb as hell. We love them, but they're dumb as hell. And what is going on up top of that track right now? We're seeing a lot of cars starting to file in.
I've heard theories that Lee Corso and the pace car might be a ghost here.
Well, I think the problem is, we got one of them hologram pace cars. Well, that's why everybody's having trouble getting behind everybody.
Oh yes,
Lee Corso. It's that fantastic that newfangled technology here at this track. They got that hologram pace car. And I don't even know where Lee Corso went. So after Lee Corso is off, we're going to go see how this restart goes. Morris Mayfield is just zipping around, as is a bunch of other lap-down cars. And let's see how we navigate. That's Harry Gunt going side by side. And that's Fat Daryl. Oh, we got more. We back down another yellow here. Well, these boys are not going to be happy. We got a yellow flag again. And this is maybe where it all starts to fall apart.
Well, folks,
that's the problem right there.
Third quarter, each flag football team is now down to 6 men.
Well, at least it's an even 6-on-6. That's considerate of the ambulance race contestants.
That's very true. I think that's blitz football rules back in the old arcade down at the pizza shop where I got my first blowy.
And of course, if we're playing under blitz rules, that means you can leg drop a man after you tackled him. Oh, we got a wreck over there. Richard Blood caught stuff by just got backed into by El Matador Toto Rosanna.
That's one of the championship leaders, ain't it? Oh, son of a bitch.
That is Richard Blood, and I don't know what's happening right now, but El Matador Toto Rosanna just kind of came to a stop. Well, this is just completely falling apart. I don't even know what is happening. We are under caution. Elmer Twist. Are we?
Oh my gosh, I tell you what, this is classic Rosenlodge Speedway. This is short track racing the way it ought to be. If you hadn't turned into Diddler Cup Race Series before then, first of all, what the fuck are you thinking?
And we're seeing Stumpy Lane onto the grass. I don't even know what is happening. These cars are having a lot of trouble right now navigating.
I think we may have put a little bit too much absinthe there and Everclear into the drink.
Oh my God! I have no idea what is happening, but this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. It's not just a saying. It's not just a phrase. It's not just a saying. When you buy the T-shirts at Rosenlodge Speedway, you go to the museum, you see all the trophies and all the famous moments, and watch the videos and see the photos and all the history. You can buy the T-shirt that says Rosenlodge Speedway. Sooner or later, it goes to shit. And this is what we mean. It has gone to shit here at Rosenlodge Speedway. The pace car hologram is flat out running in the middle of the pack.
The pace car hologram, of course, here is because the real car.
And there's Bowie Jessup. I mean, they're having bigger troubles driving at the pace speed. They got Reverend Pastor Chavez on pit road. We may not go back to green flag racing anytime soon here.
Oh my God! Oh, Bowie Jessup just got turned by Jeff Shanice.
And I think this is where the tempers start to flare, is it not, Lloyd?
Oh my goodness, they are ready to fight right now.
They are ready to either fight or fuck, or perhaps both. I think somebody else may have gotten turned.
I mean, they've already got drinking down. the fighting and the fucking, well, that's
time.
That's soon to come. Give it time, folks.
And somehow, despite all of this happening, we have seen the pace car going off and leaving pit road. I think Corso's just giving the hell up.
Corso's giving the hell up, of course. He and Rosenlodge are out there on Little Joe ride around
We are somehow going green flag racing right now, and Fat Daryl is somehow your leader.
He's got a 23
We're back down to yellow flag racing. Caution is out. What in the hell is happening?
I ask you to lay some track, not jump around like a bunch of Tupelo. You know what? By the way, we ain't talking about the fact that Eddie Osperini already cashed in his $35 parts unknown.
Oh, and he just got into. He just plowed into.
He's gonna need it. He's gonna need it.
He just plowed right into. Was that stumpy lane there? We're having trouble following all of this. Bala's lost his hood.
Oh my God, I told you they were going to lose the front end by the end of this race. By the way, Beaumont just sent me a text saying to sign petition.
Oh, he's going to need that signature because they're in 4th place right now. But there is no, not a good look. Bala, I think, is in dead last right now. He's 4 laps down.
Just another opportunity for him to go hashtag last to first.
I guess so, but let's go ahead and see what's going on with Fat Daryl. Somehow is the only car on the lead lap. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but this might be a good time for somebody to wreck Fat Daryl.
Oh my God! Mama just hit the attenuator.
Oh, this is the best. This is the Diddler Cup racing.
I hope Beaumont Jenkins ain't watching it. I'm sure he ain't watching him because these titties just look lopsided. The ones he's just told me. I guess this is a tender date. I don't know.
This kind of makes me wonder if I'm the people at Rosenlodge Speedway and I know this is going to happen, do I just say hell with the yellow flags going forward?
Absolutely. I mean, you just turn it into chaos here.
You just let it go and just see what the hell happens.
I think they just want to try out that hologram car. And I think what's going on here, apart from the absinthe and the Everclear that's been mixed into their Cousinet drink bottles, I think they're just mesmerized. In fact,
they are in fact mesmerized
by this hologram pace car.
I'm impressed, by the way, by Fat Daryl, and I'm going to say this knowing that he's probably going to get put into the wall in a second. I'm impressed by the fact that he is yet to wreck the car. He's actually driving pretty dang good. He's the only car on the lead lap right now.
Yeah, he just carries such a large presence around the speedway. He just commands respect, does Fat Daryl.
I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see the pit car lead the road. There's Jim Blossom's getting himself back on the actual track. Jim Blossom somehow in 11th place.
That's going to be the thing here. Oh my goodness, out of all this, I don't even know what's happening here. I'm too drunk to care.
No, we're just watching them going around in circles in 49 miles an hour. Pace car is off. We got Elmer Twist in 2nd place, somehow back on the lead lap. And we got 25 laps to go. We're going green flag racing. But, Giacomo just got into Fat Daryl.
Oh!
And we're going to see what happens now. Are they going to go back to yellow flag racing? I don't know. Looks like we are still racing.
Oh, my God.
And it looks like that hit just put Giacomo on pit road. You could see what happened. His hood just kind of buckled up on him. It just kind of accordion.
And just as I was saying about how smooth and good Giacomo was driving, daggone it, you Yorker.
You know, if he can get back on the track, that may not hurt him too much. But we're seeing chaos everywhere.
Oh, indeed. We've already got guns firing out in the parking lot. Of course, they're love guns, sponsored by KISS.
Yeah, they are firing those love guns. That is absolutely true. A lot of cars going to pit road. And here's the thing. Paul Alcohol just got into it with B.D. Joseph. We're going to have yellow flag. I think Stumpy Lane got involved. We're going to see. All right, they're going to let that one keep going. We're not going to see a yellow flag just yet. 104 laps in. One of the interesting things about this is that pit road is on the outside of the track because it just wouldn't have enough room. to put it on the inside of this tiny little track. But getting back onto pit road, off of pit road, and back onto the track is very much a hazard. Looks like El Matador Toto Rosanna and Harry Gunn have been disqualified.
Yes, and I understand for Harry Gunn, it's for not respecting Sunday as the rest day after treat day.
That's probably it. And Toto Rosanna was El Matador Toto Rosanna was just unable to hold the line. Oh my God! Somebody is flipped over in pit road, and it's Morris Mayfield. What in the hell has happened to Morris Mayfield? I think I know what happened, but that was Ricky Walton just flipping him.
He got flipped over by Ricky Walton. Oh.
He absolutely did, and somehow Fat Darrell is still racing in first place.
I may not have time for post-race interviews because I may have to call a 32-person over the top all battle royal.
That's fair enough. We might have that. There may be somebody, maybe 31 drivers looking to Fat Darrell for somehow avoiding all of this carnage. Rusty Arcana has been DQ'd. We're seeing a lot of DQs here. Wu Ba Bala's on the trailer. Otto Bahn is 9 laps down. That's not very nice for that 69 car.
No, not nice.
Not sure what happened to Rusty Arcana to be disqualified as well. I'm guessing they just couldn't maintain speed, or they just had too much of problems there. But we're seeing.
By the way, unfortunately, the flag football semifinal tournament has been called on account of a human atrophy and the fact that there were just not enough players on one side of the field.
That's probably fair. I think they're going to have to merge the two teams and create next year's.
Let's go Steagles. Let's go Steagles.
The Steagles, yeah. And Joe John Winchester, it's a battle for second place. Burt McKitchen right on his bumper. They both be a lap down, but they are racing pretty hard for second place. And with a couple laps to go, we may see them trying to go ahead and.
And look who's in fifth. We haven't talked about this, but Jeff Gordon, the horse, is lining up nicely for a top 5 finish.
Hey, he just dropped down to 6th place, but that's still a top 10 finish for Jeff Gordon, the horse. He's a strong one. He's got Kevin Boner-Pillman side by side with him. And he's got to watch Jim Blossoms doesn't get slipped underneath there.
Jim Blossom's having a good race as well.
7th place.
Blind Bob McGee up to 9th. Paul Alcohol, he could be in with a top 10 finish.
Paul Alcohol, after dropping immediately, may have just salvaged his championship hopes. And with Richard Blood down in 23rd, he may have just gained a little bit more. Bowie Jessup is in 16th. And Wuba Bali is in dead last. So this might be
He's still got time to go last to first. He's still got time to go last to first.
That he does. Jeff Gordon, the horse, in 6th place. Following it's Kevin Boner-Pillman, who was an extra lap down on the 8 car. We got 9 laps to go.
It is 9 laps to go. I'm ready to just rip my shirt off and helicopter it around Petey Pablo style out here in this press booth. Now, folks, this is just what quintessential American stock car racing is all about. It's all about speed, aggression, lawlessness, alcoholism, and above all, guns in the passenger compartment.
Absolutely. And we've got Joe John Winchester with 6 to go, holding on to 2nd place. Be a heck of a performance for Winchester in 6th place. He may end up being the big winner today as far as points go. Fat Darrell is not in the top half of the points, so that's not going to be too much of an issue for him.
And wouldn't it be something to see a Winchester family member pick up a win in the honey pot?
Well, I think it'd be Fat Darrell. I think he's still safe to say Fat Darrell's got this one in the greasy paper bag.
Yeah, it's a greasy paper bag. It's starting to smell a little particular. So that may just be from under the folds.
Well, he's got to scrub under those folds. You can't forget to do that. But nonetheless, we are seeing not too far. We are on the last 3 laps here at Rosenlodge Speedway. We've had a heck of a... Oh, God, somebody got turned. That looks like the Filthy Boys car got turned by Ennio Sparini. We got a yellow flag. We may be ending this race under caution, and you hate to see that.
Oh, you just hate to see this race not only end under caution, but, oh my goodness. Oh, Jimmy Poots is going to be so upset. I think Ennio Sparini might have gotten in the back of him.
I think you were absolutely right, but...
And they are actually setting up the makeshift octagonal shaped structure here in the infield. There's still a little bit of human splatter on it, but that just adds to the effect.
Now here's the fun chaos, is that nobody knows how to handle this caution in this hologram car, so we may not see Fat Daryl win this after all, but it looks like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and freeze the field. Fat Daryl is your winner.
Oh my goodness.
The field has been frozen. Fat Daryl wins it. Joe John Winchester takes second. Burt McKitchen with a third place finish. Jean Paul Henry in fourth. Big Daddy Thibodeau in fifth. Jeff Gordon the horse in sixth. Jim Blossoms in seventh. Joey Rochester in eighth. Blind Bob McGee in ninth. Paul Alcohol, your points leader, 10th place. Huge, huge comeback for Paul Alcohol. But it is Fat Daryl, and you're seeing these cars finally coming to pit road and still colliding with each other. It's quite the sight to be seen.
It is a mess. They are ready to fight right now. They are actually just like trading elbows with each other on the way to the makeshift octagonal shaped structure.
And you can see even Blind Bob McGee just got into somebody. Oh. Temecula Dirt Car and Jeff Gordon the horse getting into each other, but Fat Daryl is your winner.
Oh my God! And folks, I may have time to get an interview with Fat Daryl here. I may need to step down here for a bit. Yeah, that octagonal structure look real nice.
Fair enough, no problems there. But we are going to go ahead and while we are.
All right. Let's get a word here with Fat Daryl. Yes, buddy, you can stay in the car if you want. That's fine. Just take your time getting out. Fat Daryl, ladies and gentlemen, the race caused all sorts of chaos. Fat Daryl, buddy, what was it like? Just you had a commanding lead on this race here from pretty much start to finish. Tell us, what were your thoughts on that race?
Fascinating stuff. Absolutely fascinating stuff to hear. Oh, he's still going on. He's still talking. My bad. My mistake. My mistake on that one.
Here, that is real happy, folks. He is happy about that.
I heard burrito rare on that one, Lloyd. Can you translate that a little bit for me?
He's just saying, he was very excited. He's very proud of the work that the Are You Hungry folks put in back in the shop right here, and he's just ready to end this 2017 Diddler Cup Racing Series on a high. Ain't that right, Fat Daryl?
Oh God, is he okay?
Oh no, it's fine. It's just a bi-weekly cycle kind of thing. Just got to purge all the bile out of his guts here.
Oh God.
Man. Oh no, that's fine here. Look, that's a goopy half-eaten slice of cheese pizza right there.
Oh, he's now this is the first time we've really gotten up close and personal with Fat Daryl, about as close as his large body will allow. I understand that it's not in fact sponsors on his suit. That's actually just food stains. Is that a fact?
Well, the only man who knows for sure, Fat Daryl. So let me just ask the question: Are these food stains, or are these your proud sponsors that work whack with you to make sure this team gets set up and ready for race day every single week on the Diddler Cup Racing Series?
Please kill me.
You get that, Lord?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fat Daryl, winner of the Mountain Mississippi Queen 200. Let's give it up for Fat Daryl. Ah! All right, folks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the 31-person over the pit wall octagonal structure battle royal coming up here. Let's get to fighting, folks.
Jesus,
We got some haymakers thrown here.
It's so crazy to try to keep track of what's going on there.
Oh my goodness, Bowie Jessup here. He's got a leg bar locked in right in there.
Well, he is driver of the HCL car, so that's going to help his. He's gonna have a good chance with that. But I'm
Joey
surprised.
Rochester here trying to drop a power bomb right here on. Oh my goodness, Jeff Gordon the horse with that swick head kick. That is half man.
Wait,
half
you're telling me
horse.
there is a horse that is also. The horse is racing or is fighting.
Yeah, a horse is fighting. That's
Good
my
on
horse.
him. All right then.
Oh, Mr. Glorious Naga, Mr. Naga's most glorious driver. May he lay 1,000 elbows into that head of there, Paul Walker. Oh, my goodness, and I've been wanting to see them scrap Morris Mayfield and Ricky Walton there just trading blows down here.
Oh, my goodness. I don't even know.
It is the
where to
only
begin
time
with
of the
this.
year where Diddler Cup drivers go head-to-head in non-racing competition.
Fair enough. Now, and here's the thing. In all the haste, this seems to have been thrown together so quickly. Did anybody hash out any sort of a rule system here?
There are no rules.
Well, how does somebody win?
Attrition. That's the way they always win it.
Attrition, huh? So
Yeah.
kind of like a last man standing sort of thing?
Yeah, just a last man standing thing.
That sounds like an
Oh, my-
interesting idea. I might
my
have
goodness.
to see if that sort of rule translates to the racing maybe next year.
Oh my gosh, Kevin Boner Pillman just threw one hell of a clothesline. Now the interesting thing is that
Did he use his hand?
Oh no, indeed not.
Oh, there you go.
Somebody was standing about 4 feet away from him.
He's gonna have to wait. He's gonna have to wait 4 hours and make sure that clothesline doesn't still work. But nonetheless,
my God, Richard Blood. Oh my goodness, Richard Blood just got his throat chopped across that inside retaining wall here. Doesn't that
that might be a last. That might lacerate something. Well, Lloyd, you keep an eye on that. Do you mind? I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and let you know.
You want any popcorn, some hot dogs? Some,
I mean, just a front row, save a front row seat for me. They're gonna be going for a while, I think.
Oh yeah.
I got some. I think it's time. I think it's time to give you the updated. I'm told that Blind Bob McGee has been swinging at a street sign well outside the stadium.
You just keep telling him that's Jim Blossom's over there.
I think it's time to get the updated standings. If y'all don't mind, I think
you can't hurt Jim Blossoms because he feels no pain.
That's true. Neither does Morris Mayfield, who's already been wrecked at least once. But I think we need to give you the update of the What was I just gonna say there? The update of the point standings. Let me go ahead and fix this up here. Hang on one second. I want to just get the. There we go. There we go. There it is. All right. So, in 10th place, moving up 2 spots, is Jeff Shanice in that number 38 Jeff's Chinese car. Tied in 9th place, moving up 5 spots, is Stumpy Lane in the number 9 Gumbo Chevy. In 8th place, staying in 8th place from previous weeks, is Mr. Naga's most glorious driver, the only Toyota Yaris in the field, that number 10 car. Dropping 3 spots to seventh place is number 103 Woo Bye Bali. In 6th place, dropping 5 spots, Richard Blood in the number 41 Plasma Train Ford Pinto. He's 97 points off the leader. Jean-Paul Henry, it moves up 2 spots from 7th to 5th in his Chevy Chevy Prism, number 40, Ludger Beer Bomb's car. In fourth place, moving up one spot, is Reverend Pastor Chavez in that number 33 Crash Punch car. His teammate, Bowie Jessup, stays in third place in the number 22 HCL Dodge Stratus. He's 81 points off the lead. Joe John Winchester moves up from 6th to 2nd in the number 47 Just Guns car. What a finish. What a strong finish for Joe John Winchester, but he's still 67 points off the lead, which is held by Paul Alcohol in the number 35 Bathhouse Jim's Bathtub Gin Ford Pinto. Those are your top 10 in the Diddler Cup with 4 races to go. Lord, it has been a race and a half. You
can take your Super Bowls, you can take your World Cups, you can take your soccer NIT tournaments, and you could take them all up in a ball, and you could just fire them out of a gravy cannon. And speaking of, oh my God, they have fired the gravy cannon into the octagon.
Oh, we were waiting for that to happen. We were just waiting for that to happen.
You know, if Randy Rosenlodge were right here to see all this, I'm sure he would be proud. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage of crashes.
Absolutely. We're going to go all the way back to what happened to Paul Alcohol early in this race. I wrote down lap 5, which caused our first caution, and how he somehow was able to... maneuver his way. Well, he was on pit road in... looks like let's go ahead and see what in the world happened here.
It's not gravy. It's honey gravy.
It's honey gravy. Absolutely it is. And it looks like Paul Alcohol... Oh, he just hit the wall and literally skid onto pit road.
This person maintained their points lead after all this.
And finished 10th. That is basically what happened. He just took a round at pit road, decided to stop back in. He of course had to maintain pit road speed. Take a look at his car. That's all that happened that brought out the caution. Amazing is what that is. I'm going to skip on ahead. To lap number 80. I have no earthly idea what in the hell happened here. But we're going to find out. Because I didn't write down who got into any sort of wreck. So we're going to find out what the hell happened at lap 80 that caused some sort of a wreck here. I think it was actually 7 and 9. So let's find out who in the world got caught up in this. Okay, I think I see what it is right now. I think it is, yep, that's got to be who it is. All right, we're going to keep an eye on this right now.
Oh, buddy, let's see it again.
It is
Break it down in slow motion.
Joseph.
Yeah, he's not having any crazy fun.
No, and I think he gets into one of the cars here. I think he gets... Oh, no, it was Mr. Maga's Most Glorious Driver. That's who it was. We're going to go ahead and rewind that beautiful bean footage right now and find out what in the hell happened to Mr. Naga's Most Glorious Driver that got him turned around. Oh, it was Big Daddy Thibodeau.
Oh.
Just gets up and under him, makes the pass, and that is the kind of... Now, I know you don't like him. Now, Lord, I know you don't like him, but that is absolutely the kind of racing we expect to see here at the Rosenlodge Speedway. That is the spirit of that kind of racing.
I mean... Fair play, I suppose. Whew. Just
a good lick into there. And they started racing again, and I think this is where we had a second caution. I'm trying to figure out what in the hell happened here. Oh, it looks like Jean-Paul Henry. A whole bunch of cars just got into one another.
Oh goodness. Oh, it just got stupider from there, folks.
It really did. This is where the stupidity all began. And we're going to start it off with Jean-Paul Henry, who I think got turned around. So I think that's where it all began. Blind Bob McGee was all willy-nilly there. Seeing, there we go with that. He gets turned around. If I recall, Giacomo gets... Somehow that all happened. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. So let's go ahead and see what happened here. I think we got watch on the right hand of your screen as people start to brake check into this turn, and it looks like Giacomo just got bumped himself, I think, into the slap mark cart. I'm not entirely certain what happened.
Oh, these boys are done sale.
Oh shoot, that's right. I'm sorry. I was doing that whole thing. The screen was doing the whole thing there because I got it set up where different things are at different parts. And if I go full screen, it kind of makes everything go a little wonky there. My bad. That's my fault. Sorry. Let's keep an eye on what in the hell happened to Giacomo again. Yeah, I think he just got into it there. I got no explanation for that one.
None whatsoever, folks. It's unexplainable. Oh my God, that was a stiff right hand to the jaw.
I can't believe this is still going on. Meanwhile, let's watch that Nihilist Arby's car. Just go ahead and give a tap to Cotton Stuff Body.
They have so much pent-up addressing. They have gripped. They have drinking 10 beers a day, but they have not masturbated twice before the start of this race.
And we're seeing that's just everybody brake checking so late in the game that yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with you on that one. Now let me pull this back up and go find what happened on lap number 107, because I think that's where, if I recall, that's where Morris Mayfield really had some issues.
Oh, he sure did.
So what we're going to do right now is take you on board with Morris Mayfield and Ricky Walton.
Ooh, buddy.
So I think this is where it started getting a little hairy, that Temecula dirt car. They're both heading on to pit road. Or no, they weren't. I guess they weren't. I don't know what's happening here. I swear this happened at 107. I thought it happened at 107.
Oh, yes. This is going to get real weird.
It looks like it's... Actually, maybe they already got out on the track. Maybe they somehow got Morris Mayfield back on the track. I'm not entirely sure. Well, there's Otto Bond getting right onto.
Oh, that ain't
nice. What the hell
nice.
happened here? And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see when Morris Mayfield got flipped. That's really what I want to see here. I don't know when that happened, so we're going to go ahead and run this back. Maybe I missed it already. Maybe I wrote down the wrong lap number.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, let's, speaking of flipping here, oh my God, that is, I don't even know how, Lee. I think that was an accidental DDT, just like spiked him right in the turf.
And then the accidental DDT is always the worst one to get.
I mean, especially on the grass infield, which is the hardest part of the racetrack.
Yes, that grass apron. Now here we go. We're seeing. Well, they get squeezed with Giacomo, and Morris Mayfield trying to go to pit road, and Ricky Walton didn't take too nicely to that. He just kind of pushes him right over and gets past him.
Oh my God.
And that's basically what ended up happening there. That was lap 103, actually. But folks, that's going to be it for us here. What a race it was. It has been a goddamn auto race. We got 4 more races left to go in this season. We got 200 laps for free pizza coming up.
Free pizza.
Coming up at our next race, it's race 17 of 20. We are going to Darlington Raceway, cheaper Mexican imitation El Tona del Darling. So we're going to which of course takes place in El Darlington, Mexico. And we got 200 laps for free pizza as we get to the end of our season. 4 races to go.
Hey, how much is the free pizza?
200 laps. It's free.
Man, it costs that much?
It's free.
Man,
if you
that's
win.
Amazing.
It's free pizza. 200 laps for free pizza. This has been a goddamn auto race. Lord, has this legendary racetrack lived up to its namesake for you today?
I would say it is, and Jeff Gordon, the horse, is going full-on Mirko Filipovic on some motherfuckers. I think he's got his 3rd head kick knockout of the night.
Damn. Well, you know what Jeff Gordon, the horse, does say about his infield fights. That is, of course, rat kick, hospital, left kick. They pull the curtain around you and shoot you.
Knee.
Oh my God! Yes, we are racing at the Mamacita in Black next week. Yes, we are. Oh, it's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be it for Lightning Lord Shivers. My name is Chip Chapman. This has been a goddamn auto race, and we'll see you soon with more Diddler Cup racing action.